Viva Magazine Live is more than a television show. It is a trusted platform, a bridge between legacy and leadership, between community and impact, with authentic voices, meaningful conversations, and stories that resonate beyond the screen. This is Viva Magazine Live. Community, culture, we celebrate the leaders, artists, and visionaries who build legacy and inspire change. When you support Viva Magazine Live, you support more than programming. You support education, leadership, small business, and community legacy. These are stories with purpose, voices with impact, a platform that uplifts and endures. This is Viva Magazine Live, where community lives on television. This is more than a talk show. It's a platform, a conversation, a tribute to our past, and a vision for our future. Tune in every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on your local cable channels: Xfinity Comcast Channel 17, AT&T U-Verse Channel 99. Watch full episodes on our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and follow us on all of our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Hola, Houston. Welcome to Viva Magazine Live. I'm Blanca Blanco, and this is where we celebrate the beauty, the culture, and stories that shape our vibrant community. Today, we take you inside a powerful and deeply inspiring exhibit featuring one of the most iconic artists in the world, Frida Kahlo. We are coming to you from the renowned Museum of Fine Arts in Houston, where her legacy comes to life through art, history, and emotion. From her striking self-portraits to the pain and passion behind each brushstroke. This is more than an exhibit, it is an experience. But first, a word from our generous sponsor, Commissioner Adrian Garcia, so don't go away. We'll be right back. And here we have Miss Arden Decker. She is one of the curators of the Frida Kahlo exhibition. How are you doing, Arden?
Doing great, thank you.
So good to see you.
Happy to have you here.
Yes. Okay, so tell us about this incredible exhibition. What can visitors expect when they come here?
Well, Frida, the Making of the Icon features over 30 works by Frida Kahlo herself, but also the work of 5 generations of artists who have been inspired by Frida, her life, and her artwork as well.
Yes.
So it's not a retrospective exhibition, rather it's looking at the tremendous influence that Frida has had on artists, but also on our own society and pop culture as well.
Yes, she was an iconic artist,
yes,
for sure.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what other exhibits we can expect here at the Museum of Fine Arts.
Oh, outside of Frida?
Yes.
We also have an incredible immersive installation by the Brazilian artist Ernesto Neto that is featured downstairs, and it's a wonderful exhibition to bring children to in particular because they can actually climb into this massive colorful net, crocheted net that's filled with balls, plastic balls, and they can actually get in and walk around inside of the experience.
I bet the kids would really love that.
Absolutely, and adults too. Adults too.
Really?
Yes.
I need to get in there. What are the must-see pieces that people have to come see before they leave the exhibit?
I think all of them are must-see works in and of themselves, but I will point out, and it's not just one work, but I think one must-see aspect of this exhibition is our Frida Mania section, which I was in charge of, so I am a little bit biased. However, it's the first time an exhibition has looked seriously at Frida's impact in the commercial realm and among pop culture.
Yes.
So in there we have over 200 individual objects both commercial merchandise as well as artisanal objects made by folk artists and artwork itself that really, I think, will be a surprise to a lot of audiences. But it also really illustrates the way that a lot of us first know Frida and how we actually interact with Frida in our daily lives.
Yes. Okay. So one other question, Arden, that I'd like to ask you. Give me a little bit of background history on Frida Kahlo.
Sure. So I do think Frida's life is very well known in some ways, but she was a largely self-taught artist, meaning she did not go to art school, but that doesn't mean that she wasn't educated.
Yes.
She spent a lot of time looking at art books, art history books. So she really studied that very closely herself. And then, of course, as she becomes interested in creating her own art, she inhabited a time in Mexico where modern art was on the rise. So she had great exposure to iconic artists such as Diego Rivera, who later becomes, of course, very famously her partner and husband, but the great gigantic murals that were being painted. And she's coming out of the revolutionary period. So there's also a real political aspect to Frida's life and to her work that often folks are less aware of because of this emphasis on her biography and her life story.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, she was so talented and she was beautiful as well.
She was beautiful. Very beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell the audience, when is the last day for them to come out here? When does it end?
You have until May 17th to visit Frida, the Making of an Icon. And if you've already been, come back again.
Yes, that's right.
You can't miss it.
You can't miss it, so you need to come out before May 17th. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the iconic Frida Kahlo and her exquisite art exhibition. Now we're speaking with Cindy Pena. She's the assistant curator of the Frida Kahlo exhibition. Good to have you, Cindy.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, absolutely. So tell me, Frida Kahlo's work is so deeply emotional. Why do you think her story continues to resonate with so many audiences today?
Well, that was one of the big discoveries of the show. When we started doing the research, we thought this was going to be a historical exhibition. And what we found was that so many artists continue to be inspired by her story today.
Yes, they do. Yes.
So we looked into different generations of artists, as you've seen inside, the Chicano artists on the one side who resonate a lot with her approach to indigeneity and the indigenous peoples of Mexico. The feminist artists focus on the stories about her body and how she represented the different health situations with she lived, and so on. We continue to this day so that we can really show how artists are still being influenced and impacted by her work and her life.
That's right. I mean, she really does impacted millions of people. So tell me, what are the must-see pieces that people need to come and look at?
I have so many of them, but I will mention. I guess I'll mention the first work that you see kind of end the back wall as you walk into the exhibition is a beautiful self-portrait from 1926, and it is one that I was very touched by when I was a young teenager. So I really can't stop looking at it whenever I come and see the show.
And what was it about that touched you?
I think it was just a portrait of Frida as a young woman. She's 18 years old in that painting, so it really resonated with me at that age, or slightly younger maybe.
Yeah. Well, she was beautiful, and she was a talented artist in her day. And I mean, she still is, because she resonates with all types of audiences. Okay, Cindy, so tell me a little bit about the history of Frida Kahlo that really you admire about her.
Well, I think it's interesting the way that we have spread out the show, so to speak, so that visitors can really understand how she went from being relatively unknown, only known to a select group of artists and intellectuals in Mexico, and how she's now a worldwide global phenomenon.
Yes.
And I think what you can see in the way that we have set out the show for visitors to experience is that the impact that her work continues to have.
Yes.
What I like to do every time that I'm with a guest
Yes.
or that I am doing a tour of the show is really try to point out several of the very interesting and very radical gestures that she was doing in her paintings. So
Yes.
composition-wise, things that she was doing that were very unlike anything else being produced at the time. The subject matter that
Yeah.
she chose to represent, the
Her
references,
life, the pain that she endured,
and just
Yeah.
generally more the references that she's choosing to include in her paintings. So that is one thing that we are focusing on in the exhibition, and as we give walkthroughs to really highlight aspects of her life that are maybe still unknown to the general public.
oh, that's wonderful, because people just want to know about her. They just want to.
As much as
I read
possible.
her entire book, so so I'm really happy because I
Awesome.
was mesmerized by her.
It's definitely a very intriguing story, and,
Yeah.
and you can really get more information from her own paintings.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank
Cindy.
you.
Frida Kahlo didn't just paint portraits, she painted her truth, and that's what makes her work so timeless. Just like the portrait behind me, there's a self-portrait of Frida Kahlo with the thorn necklace and the hummingbird. Inside the halls of the Museum of Fine Arts, Houston, visitors are transported into the world of Frida Kahlo, a world filled with color, resilience, and raw honesty. Born in Mexico, Kahlo's art reflects her life story, her struggles, her identity, and her unwavering strength. This exhibit showcases rare works, personal artifacts, and pieces that highlight her influence not only as an artist, but as a cultural icon. This exhibit is more than an art showcase. It is a celebration of culture and identity, especially meaningful here in Houston's diverse community. From her vibrant colors to her deeply personal symbolism, Frida Kahlo's work continues to inspire generations across the world. Frida Kahlo's life was marked by both triumph and tragedy. After a life-changing accident at a young age, she turned to painting as a form of expression and healing. Her work often explored themes of identity, culture, and pain, making her one of the most authentic voices in art history. Okay, so we're here at the Frida Kahlo exhibition, and we're going to speak to a couple of visitors that came to visit the exhibition. And we have here Marilyn Morales. Tell us about yourself, Marilyn.
Sure. I'm originally from the Valley, so Puro 956.
Yeah.
And but I've been a Houstonian for the last 15 years, and so I consider myself a Houstonian since I feel like 10 years it counts. Like that's when you've finally made it, essentially.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Okay, great. Okay, so tell me, what does the Frida Kahlo art mean to you?
So Frida Kahlo's art means a lot of things to me, but primarily it's the story she tells in regards to living in a disabled body, and especially her political views as far as how that supports like her experiences as a disabled woman, especially at that time in Mexico during the revolution as well. You know, she is such a free spirit, and you see that in her art, but she had to go through immense turmoil to finally reach that. And so for me, as someone who also has disabilities, I resonated a lot with her work that showed those pieces of pain and wounds, because sometimes what feels like it's an internal wound, it really does feel like the cuts you see in a lot of her paintings. So I just feel like it has a raw representation of what it feels like to be in pain and live in a world where you can't even get the resources you need. You're just constantly in pain. And not just that, but her journey when it came to children and how she couldn't even do that because of that accident with the trolley.
You're right.
And I was recently at the Casa Azul last month. And so I wanted to see how I felt now with that knowledge in seeing these pieces here after learning so much from being in her own home and just seeing what has inspired her. And so this is a very full circle moment.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad. And Andrew Garcia, tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, I live in New York, but I'm originally from Houston, and I came down to see the Frida Kahlo exhibit. And I echo a lot of what Marilyn said, and I especially have not seen a collection of her work kind of come together in this capacity before. I feel like a lot of her work is fragmented over different types of exhibitions, and she's usually highlighted with Diego Rivera, and so I feel like this is an opportunity to see her and admire her work on her own as an artist.
Yes.
Yes.
And of course, I know your family too.
Yes, no, absolutely, familia.
And so here we are at the Frida Kahlo exhibit, and we ran into Beth. And look at how beautiful Beth is dressed up like Frida Kahlo.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look gorgeous. So, Beth, what makes this exhibit so special and how personal it feels? Obviously, because you're dressed like her. You don't just feel Frida's art, you feel her journey. So tell me about that.
Yes, absolutely. You know, there's a big difference between Frida as an icon that you may see, on murals in different places, but you don't see her story, see her journey. And here there's so much personal. Her actual items, her actual clothing, jewelry, her portraits, pictures of her that have never been seen. It's just Frida, the woman.
That's right. And you look absolutely fabulous in what you're wearing. It's so colorful and so, it's the epitome of what you would probably want to see. So, Beth, tell me, how did you find out about the exhibition and what made you come here?
I don't quite remember. I think I did see some Facebook ads, and I do check in with the Museum of Fine Arts quite a lot with a lot of their great exhibitions.
Yeah.
So that's how I found out.
Yeah. So does it make you feel special to come out here like that, dressed just like Frida or a resemblance of Frida?
Yes, it does. I love the bright colors. I love the style of the hair, everything to do with her and the headpiece as well.
Yeah.
So,
Well, just like it says, you don't just see Frida's art, you feel her journey. So thank you very much.
thank you.
Okay, so here we are at the Frida Kahlo exhibition, and we ran into books. What is the name of the organization?
Read Between the Wines.
Read Between the Wine. Now that's my favorite kind of read that I like. So tell me about it, and where is the group from?
We're from Sugar Land. The group's been together for years and years, but just kind of morphs and brings people in, and people come in and out. But one of the reasons we thought to come here was that the museum, before COVID, used to have a book club, and they would assign the book to read and organize tours around, that book, and we loved it. We loved coming.
Yes.
So we just found a book about Frida Kahlo and made our own thing. And
You made your own read by the wine. If you got a little wine, we'd be perfect, wouldn't we? So thank you very much. I enjoyed the exhibition. Thank y'all for coming out. Y'all look fabulous with your Coronas on.
They try to have fun.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Let's continue the celebration from the bold, intimate world of Frida Kahlo. From the Museum of Fine Arts Houston, we step out into a vibrant celebration of her spirit, where art meets music, culture, and community at the Frida Fest, a festival honoring the iconic artist. Same passion, new energy. Hola, Houston. I'm Blanca Blanco, host of Viva Magazine Live, and we're out here at Carbach Brewery at the 20th anniversary Frida Fest. And we're here with the organizer, Lisbeth Ortiz, and she is here. We're speaking with her about, when did you get this festival started?
Well, it was 2005, and I had a studio in the East End on Roberts and Preston Street, and some friends and I were together, thinking, oh, Frida's anniversary, birthday's coming up, we should do something.
Yes.
And next thing we know, in the middle of, the hot Houston summer, we're organizing a little get-together where almost 2,000 people showed up, and the warehouse noisy. It was awesome to see a rainbow of Fridas come through the door.
Right.
All nationalities, sizes, and with their crowns of flowers and hair, and we knew that we had something, that we had started a celebration of life, of our culture,
A rebirth of Frida Kahlo, right?
well, a rebirth, something that started in the 70s, but I think it's a rebirth to give us permission to celebrate who we are,
Yes.
and to tap into our creativity.
Yeah, that's right. I love Frida Kahlo. I have several of her big paintings in my house, and I just think that she is she was so incredibly ahead of her time, wasn't she?
She was, yeah. And she's such an inspiration. Now, all these years later, so many generations have been inspired, and we keep reaching in to find inspiration to, allow ourselves to express ourselves and grow. And personally, I find that she turned her pain into something so beautiful that, we now can learn from and be inspired by.
That's right. She was a woman of probably, I would say, the 20th century back in her days, wasn't she? Yeah, she was just out there. She wasn't afraid to express herself. And she was just a woman that she was a force to reckon with in her time. Was that
Definitely, no, she definitely was way ahead of her time, and I think she kind of, felt that, and kind of, lived life to the fullest what she could.
Yes.
I mean, she, we all know she died fairly young.
Yes, she.
Due to a lot of medical complications, but what a legacy, right, that she left behind with her art.
Yes, what a legacy. Oh my God. Everybody loves her. Everybody wants to look like her. I mean, including the unibrow that she has. But that was her. That was what people recognize her as.
Well, that was,
Uniqueness.
allowing herself to accept how she was naturally, and to again, push back to the beauty standards of the day, right? That we are force fed, that we need to live up to a certain way of looking. And I think that was great. That's another great thing that we embrace, that we can just reach into our culture and really thrive through it, and not be ashamed of, like, I'm too dark, I have too much facial hair, I'm not the right size, whatever. I mean, no, the right size is to feel comfortable with yourself.
That's right. Accept yourself, how you are and how you look to the world, and that's who you are.
Yeah.
And that's what Frida Kahlo was. She was, this is me, and this is who I am.
Yeah.
That's right. So thank you, Lisbeth, and thank you for your creativity and all the hard work that you put into this. I know it's not an easy event to put together. It takes a lot of time and planning.
It takes a lot of time, but it takes a village.
Yes.
So, I mean, thank you to all the board members and my hardworking crew at Mujer HCX. They've done so much work this year, because I haven't been able to do fully as much as I normally do. But needless to say, it's still, an awesome event, and it's because we have a community behind us that is working hard to embrace the rest of the community and bring them this celebration.
So, Lisbeth, where can they reach you if they want to be a part of this? Like, want to participate and volunteer?
Yeah,
and dress up in the Frida Kahlo costumes? Who do they call?
You guys can contact us online, fridafestival.org. We have all our information there, our history. There's pictures of past events. You can email us there, and we're always looking for volunteers and more artists to showcase your work and to continue celebrating Frida and growing together.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much, and I really appreciate. We're going to go out and enjoy the fun out there, even though it's like very hot, but we're going to go have some cool ones at Carbach Brewery.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have fun.
Hasta luego, Houston. If you haven't experienced this incredible exhibit, now is the time. It's open until May 17th. Come and visit the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston and immerse yourself in the powerful world of Frida Kahlo, an artist whose story continues to inspire across generations. And thank you for joining us on Viva Magazine Live, where we bring you the stories that matter most to our community. I'm Blanca Blanco. Until next time, Viva la Cultura. Hasta luego, Houston.